Hello, sorry.
Hello.
Hey,
I am,
hey.
okay.
Hello.
Mm. People.
Mm.
Mm. People are
Mm.
arriving. Oh.
That wasn't last. Yes.
Well, we're already recording because I'm smoking a bowl, but,
What does that have to do with recording?
Nothing.
Okay.
Everything.
well, it beats me having to go back upstairs to hit the record button.
That's true.
It's a long walk.
It is. I've done enough walking today. Nearly 17,000 steps.
Wow.
Yep.
I saw something on Facebook about a new beer at your work, and
Yes.
they said it has a little drawn, and I was like, that means two things.
Yes, I believe it's called Turn Down for What.
Yeah, that's it.
Very good. I'm drinking it right now.
Had a good little chuckle.
It's got some pineapple and tangerine in it. Makes it a pretty interesting tropically beverage.
That sounds good.
What is the meaning behind the name?
Well, we always do like a
Wrapper.
bird-themed beer every year. There was Disgruntled Pelican, and then we had Pigeons Are Liars. And now we have this Tern as an Arctic tern. Down for
Your
what?
logo has a bird on it too, right?
Yes, correct. Purple Finch. All right, everyone's here.
Hey,
Yay! Yes, hello.
How bad do you want to make this humble player cry in this game?
I don't want to make anybody cry,
Fair enough, I guess.
but why do you ask this?
You know what really makes me cry?
What?
When you drop your ice cream.
Oh, definitely. But at the end of the day, seeing my character succeed. If you want to make me cry, make my character succeed. You'll see.
Are you talking about Lareth?
No, I just thought it'd be a funny joke if you said yes.
Oh, well, I mean, in this game, sorry, if you fail, you fail. And
Yeah, I know.
that's, So anyway, speaking of failing, let's get into the disclaimers. Welcome back, everybody, for the 4th episode of Screams in the Silence. I'm calling this one Finding Answers. It's kind of ambiguous. I'm keeping it that way. And I'm kind of lead off into where we last left off. But first off, anyone watching the stream, this content is going to potentially be mature, disgusting, gross, vile, profane in nature sometimes. So if you're not used to anything like that, don't watch the stream. Otherwise, we do have this stream not this stream, but this campaign taking place in Overton, Wales, United Kingdom. So any persons, places, things, events, whatever that take place are entirely coincidental and have nothing to do with the real world. So without further ado, who wants to give us the recap?
Not it.
Not me.
My hammer.
I'll give you the
What did I
recap.
hear last time?
I'll give you the recap. But going forward, definitely going to have to get some others to do the recap.
I did it last time.
No, I know.
You're the screamer.
Last time on Screams in the Silence, well, the party had part of the party had finished revealing to Patrick, the owner of the White Horse Inn, a video that James had acquired from an unknown person detailing some pretty horrific events that occurred in a village not far from Overton. Patrick, seemingly shaken from all of this, he divulged that he had friends that lived in Penley where this occurred, and after the event in question, he did try and contact them to no avail. After leaving the back room where he had shown them this video, James, you did a little bit further digging into the video itself and determined that the file size of the MP4 didn't quite match what you typically know file sizes and video lengths to kind of equate to when it came to this video. So you realized something was off. So you did a little bit more scrubbing of the video, and you were able to unlock an additional 7 seconds of the video. And you divulged what was on that 7 seconds to the rest of the group, the ones you'd already shown the video. And it revealed a strange figure emerging onto the scene after the carnage had unfolded, and he seemed to be reveling in what had happened. And just before the screen cut out and the feed stopped, you saw just the bottom portion of this person's face, and whoever it was smiling deeply as if they were enjoying all of this. Let's see. Over at the Morgan farmstead, after Gavin was hauled away and brought to a local lockup, the investigators kind of cleared the scene and allowed Gabe and Kate to do what they do best. And that's scan the area, find clues, find evidence, make sure that they got a solid case for a murder here. And while investigating the homestead, there was a clear sign of a struggle, definitely, that Kay had uncovered within the farmstead itself. Some different situations that seemed rather weird, like knocked over liquids and milk in bottles inside the fridge. Some of it was spilling out onto the floor. And then there was definitely clear signs of a struggle around the dining room kitchen area where you found Rianne's body. Gabe, you searched the stables outside where Dynamo had come from. And that's where you found Reese. Reese Morgan was on the ground inside the stables unconscious. And after getting him to wake up, he seemed to be acting strangely, as if nonchalant, non-caring, didn't really take into consideration the circumstances or what was happening in front of him. He just seemed to be content with everything. And you kind of got the feeling that something was wrong with him. And before you actually found him, you managed to uncover very discreetly carved into one of the posts supporting the stable roof was a strange symbol. Not sure if you can still... I think I made the symbol accessible to everybody on the Roll20 journal, so you should be able to see it.
Yep.
If I could describe it, basically looks like a crescent moon-shaped design with some sort of weird lines or tendrils or something coming... It almost looks like a mouth.
A mouth?
I guess. I mean, to me, that kind of looks like a mouth.
Yeah, if you look at it from the side, like a smile.
Yeah. So after talking with Reese,
Or a movie.
Gabe, you learn that he does seem aware that he did what he did to Rianne, his wife, and he also doesn't seem to be vaguely caring in the matter, except for the fact that he said he did it all for him, or rather, he did it in his name, he had mentioned to you.
Yep.
And when you began to press further and try and figure out who he was talking about, he instinctually grabbed one of the garden trowels that happened to be lying on the ground next to his feet, and he was getting ready to potentially end his own life, but you were able to tase him just in time. And as you cuffed him and put him in the back of your squad car, he kept muttering something along the lines or to the effect of, "It's going to come for you too, sooner or later."
Yep, very creepy.
And he just kind of repeats that as you put him in the back of your squad car. You and Kate are fairly certain that you finished scrubbing the scene for any clues. You're almost 100% certain that Reese did it, although a confession would have to solidify that.
Yep. And we got the mortar weapon in the back.
Yep, you got all that stuff bagged and tagged. You feel confident that you can at least put up some police tape around the driveway and the farmstead itself to make sure that there are no trespassers, or at least let people know that it's a crime scene and that trespassers are going to be prosecuted. All that sort of stuff. So, around this time, the others back at the White Horse Tavern kind of decided to assess the video a little bit more after they had witnessed the extra 7 seconds. They went back out into the tavern area, and Patrick was getting a little into a heated conversation with a patron. Patron seemed to just want more booze, and Patrick wasn't giving it to him because he was clearly already drunk. And the patron himself started exhibiting some of the same weird symptoms that you had seen previously on both the film and even seen in person a little bit, people having headaches and such. But this time he started turning violent, and it's then that Tommy tackles this bar patron. And in sort of a headlong rush to stop him from getting way too violent and having things go bad, Patrick even had half a mind to do something himself, but that's when he looked at the rest of you to kind of do something about it, and you did. And as he was about to assist you, kind of put his hand on your shoulder, that's when this sort of blank stare came across his face, and Tommy turns to the rest of you and says that he thinks he has a headache.
I think I have a headache?
Yes.
Oh no! What the fuck?
This is what you get for not being here last week.
No, it's not even really that. You just so happen to be around for something, and we're not going to get into what it was, but I did have you roll a power roll, and I believe you had just failed. So let me go ahead. I just got to sign in here. Stupid roll 20. Bullshit.
Tell me about it.
How dare you make me sign into my account?
Ugh, seriously.
How dare you make me lose control of my character by fudging up my roll?
All right, let's get some crowd voices here. Don't worry, Jeff, you're not going schizo.
Okay, thank you.
So, despite there being a little bit of a hush over the crowd, as Tommy, you take down this patron, you can see that Patrick is standing above you, and you get that pain, like a wince, and you kind of hold your head a little bit, and you turn back to the group. Yes, you think you have a headache, or you think you feel a headache coming on. And
I don't like these.
You what?
I don't like these. I'm scared.
It's at this moment that you guys hear someone drop some coins into the.
Oh,
I guess what
jukebox.
what would you call it? Like, is it a jukebox? I mean, I don't really know what they would call it over there, but over here, it's kind of a jukebox. Yeah, it has a bunch of records in it, tiny little records that it would just pull out of a
during this.
Turntable.
turnstile, and yeah. So you hear this little and coin drops through the slot, and then a couple buttons pressed, and then you hear this kind of not booming but commanding voice, I guess is the better phrase, speak out over the bar, and as he speaks like this, I don't even know what music would come on. We'll call it Why Can't We Be Friends?
Oh,
Why can't we be friends?
I don't know, it's just something random. But anyways, a commanding voice, he says, "Now that's enough of this nonsense. Cease your brawling at once or you'll find yourself in a world of trouble." And you look over and there's this elderly gentleman, probably in his late 70s to early 80s. He's got this zip-up sweatshirt on, dark. He doesn't have much hair, but what is there is white. And he's kind of leaning on the jukebox, and he says, "I've dealt with rowdies like you in the past, and I won't hesitate to take action to protect the peace here." And Patrick looks up, kind of snapped out of his little moment there, and sort of the booming voice did it, and he just looks up and he says, "Oh, Ian, didn't know you see there. Sorry, we're gonna deal with this problem right quick here. Yo, Tommy, get him up."
Kind of rubbing his forehead, like taking him by the back of the collar, like.
And you notice, Tommy, that roll me a luck roll, just real quick. I just want to see something here.
Okay.
Who was the one that yelled out? Like, hey,
I'll tell you in a second.
Oh, fuck is this old ass dude, dog? Out
Old
here
man
telling me what to
Jenkins.
do. Old man Jenkins out here trying to get
Yeah.
fucking old man capped.
It's not him.
Where the fuck is? Okay, here's luck. Oh, this is like cool.
Yeah, that's all right.
You know?
So you see this elderly gentleman. You swear you've seen him before somewhere. You can't quite put your finger on it. Maybe in passing over your years, but Kate and
I was not there.
no, you're not there. I was going to say Kate and Gabe know exactly who it is, but James, Quinn, I don't think you would know who this is, so we can have you roll a luck anyways. Everyone that's there can roll a luck. So that would be Quinn, James, Tommy already rolled his, and Alphonse.
All
All right.
Nice.
Off to a good start tonight.
Better than last week.
I can't hear you in the server.
I'm gonna reload this page.
That's all right.
There you go. That's better.
Damn, 16s? 27? Oh, that's the one thing I did want to go over real quick with you guys before we continued playing. Luck rolls. So, sometimes when something that can't really be resolved by using skills or characteristics or attributes, all that stuff, talents, whatever. Sometimes when those things can't be resolved normally, what I'll simply do is call for a luck roll. Luck rolls, however, even if you do succeed, they obviously give you some decent benefits to gameplay, but there's also a little hidden feature. So your total luck score, if you guys know what that is. I mean, for example, I think I see, James, your luck is 70.
Mm-hmm.
So that means if you say you roll, I say roll a spot hidden and you gotta get a 30, and you get a 35. You can take 5 luck points out of your pool and add it into that roll to make you succeed. but that will reduce your luck pool by 5.
So it would be 65 instead of 70 then.
Correct, yes. And then at the end of every session, what I'll do is have you roll a d6 to recover luck, but you cannot go above your former max. So if it was at 70, you can't get more than 70. Well, actually, we'll see how it goes, depending. It depends what I want.
All right, that's cool. I like that idea.
Anyways, let's see here. James, Quinn, and Alphonse. Okay, Alphonse, you're far too busy around the village to really know who this person is. But some of the locals here, however, such as James and Quinn, you know exactly who this is. How do you pronounce it? Crazy? Is it Enan? Is it Enan or Enian?
I think Enan.
Oh.
Yeah. So everyone around Overton just simply calls him Ian for short. But he's a legend around here. He is.
How do you spell his name?
I'll edit it in the Chronica as well. But if it's Enan, it's Einon. His name's Enan Pembroke. He's a local legend. He was part of the North Wales Police Force. Is retired now. Also ex-military. He apparently was special ops for the British military.
Okay.
So he's a badass.
So he's a badass, no-nonsense, sort of doesn't fuck around kind of guy. But he's also known to be a very kind and helpful individual around the village. Even when he was retired, he was noticed doing a lot of charitable things, like helping build houses and combat homelessness, and even working with the town council now and again to ensure that laws are upheld and new laws can be put in place to keep people safe, stuff like that. I guess you could call him a glorified consultant at this point. He just has a lot of knowledge and experience within the law enforcement field that make him pretty invaluable to the folks around here. And call him sort of like an off-duty cop at all times. But anyways,
basically the village messiah.
He's the village no-nonsense like grandfather that just comes and scolds you when you're doing something wrong. And so yeah, he says, Tommy, been a long time.
He's kind of squinting, like holding the dude up.
Yeah, in fact, now that you're taking a look at him, you know who he is. And in fact, you've been arrested by him before.
You forget, Zim, Tommy was a good kid before he left. Well, he he probably got into a couple fights, yeah.
You got into a couple, yeah, like he would show up and break up any, like, you know, barroom brawls or any sort of like weird mischievous things that would be going on with like kids like you, or at least not kids like you, but people like you around the area. And yeah, he would have like scolded you a few times. His name was Enan Pembroke.
Everyone calls him Enan?
Everyone calls him Enan. Ean.
Old man Ian?
Tommy. How are things? Staying out of trouble?
Well, considering the fact that I'm back, yeah.
I can see that. Patrick, everything all good? Do you want me to call any of the squad in? And Patrick just kind of looks at him and looks to the rest of the group. He says, nah. I think we can handle it from here. Tommy, if you wouldn't mind.
No.
Yeah, please help escort this gentleman outside gently. And
you ain't got keys, do you?
This guy who's like still pinned underneath you, he says, keys? No. I don't have your fucking keys.
perfect, and then you're not gonna drive.
So, is he snapped out of his like pacing, freaking out thing, whatever?
It seems it, yes. Everybody in this room, roll me a spot hidden.
Were you about to see perception?
Ooh.
All right.
I think I rolled the wrong thing.
I'm doing good tonight so far.
James is the only person that notices this.
Give me a second, I haven't rolled yet.
James, it's strange. It kind of all happened in a flash. You're not quite sure why it happened, but you were just kind of paying attention and getting a little freaked out about the patron getting rowdy, and then Tommy tackles him to the ground, and then you saw that look in Tommy's face, and then also in the patron's eyes. Like, you were certain that things were going to go down. It felt like that. But then there was this boisterous noise. This guy. And he started playing some music, and then all of a sudden, the demeanor in everybody seemed to change back to normal.
Okay.
You're not sure why, but it was odd. It was almost like a switch had flipped. And anyway, this Ian character adjusts his cap and continues to... he reaches over and grabs his pint off the table that he was drinking. Looks like a Guinness. Takes a big swig, walks over. And as Tommy is escorting... Sorry, good weed. As Tommy is escorting this bar patron out, we'll get to that in a moment. Ian walks up to Patrick, kind of puts his hand on his shoulder, and just says, "You all right?" And Patrick just nods, goes back behind the bar. Ian walks over to you, Tommy, or not you, Tommy, but you, James, you, Quinn, you, Alphonse, and he says, "Cheers to a eventful night, it seems." So, I haven't seen you before. At least not for a long time. And he points at you, Quinn.
Wait, repeat that. I'm sorry.
He says, I haven't seen you before, at least not for a long time.
My name is Quinn Reynolds. It's nice to see you. It's been a while.
Quinn. Oh. I think I knew your mother. Lovely lady. Lived just, let's see, actually, just south of Wrexham Road, yes? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's right. You have a great memory. And thank you for being so kind.
That's all right. I'm simply doing my off-duty duty. And he smiles. That's a joke, I guess. And he says, "So, I've been sitting over at that corner table there for, well, past an hour or so. And I've noticed you and your friends here go into the back room there for, well, a couple times over." He takes a sip of his beer, and he's got like this inquisitive look on his face, like he knows that you guys are hiding something. And he just simply says, "So, what's going on then?"
We're swingers.
No, we're not. It's not like that.
We're not swingers, no.
Quickly, Tommy, you escort this guy out the door into the rain. Let me throw on some raininess here. Again, it is
Oh,
thundering and raining. Yep. So outdoors, it's like fucking bleak, dark, wet. The streets are barely lit with these yellowish, glowing street lights. Rain's coming down pretty roughly, and what do you do with this guy?
Since he's not driving, I'm just gonna like. Is there like a bench like outside the bar?
There is one, yeah, just like 20 feet away from the main entrance of the White Horse.
Yeah. Do I know this person, by the way? Does this person like ring a bell from back in the day?
You've never seen him before. He actually looks maybe a little bit. Wait, what's your age?
I'm 38.
Okay, yeah, he looks maybe a little bit younger than you, so you probably wouldn't know who he is.
What happened to you, kid?
I thought you were the same age as.
Yeah, okay. I'm only 38. What did you?
28.
Oh, 28. My bad.
I was okay. I was like, damn, you're old.
I'm 28.
So you're 28. All right, so everyone's relatively the same age, except for, of course, James, who's got the professorial standing.
I'm your elder.
Yeah, I was older too.
Yes. So, what did you ask him? Sorry.
What happened to you, kid?
I. What? Who the
You
fuck
tried to
are
hit
you?
Patrick.
Who the fuck are you?
Listen.
Why are you touching me?
Dog, you passed out. You tried to attack Patrick. I'm dragging you out of the bar, my guy.
What? Patrick? Did I hurt him?
Nah, you never got to hit him.
Oh.
I got to you before you could.
Ah, God, my head.
Yep. You get tackled.
Splitting headache. Oh.
Maybe it doesn't hurt that much.
You can see him clutch his head a little bit, just kind of winces, and he says, "Oh, all right. I think. Where am I? Oh." And he looks kind of around, and he looks to the left down the street towards St. Mary's, and he says, "What the fuck?" And he kind of like shields his eyes, kind of like makes a little bit of a canopy to shield his eyes from the rain with his hand.
What's St. Mary?
And he peers down to the street towards St. Mary's Church. What were you saying?
Well, it's just what St. Mary's was. 'Cause I wasn't looking at the map. I was somewhere else in the map.
So if you go to where the party
Yeah.
location is, it's direct south.
Right below the
And
the White Horse Inn.
I didn't know it was a hospital or like.
yeah, he's looking down that way, and he says, "What the fuck? Do you see that?" And he points in the direction towards the church, and
look.
and you don't see anything.
There's nothing there, mate.
He's pointing, and he's like, "But it's right fucking there."
It's fucking nuts. I'm calling you an ambulance.
He says, "But it's wait." You can see him start to take a couple steps back.
Hey, don't go anywhere. Come here.
What? No, it's here.
There's nothing here. Come here. I'll grab him by the arm.
You're looking, and you don't see what he's looking at.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab him. I'm like, this man is having one hell of a concussion. Like, I gotta take this man to the hospital.
He takes a couple more steps back. You grab his arm. He says, "No, get away! Don't touch me! Let go!"
Hey, buddy, you're just going to the hospital. I'm just gonna take you to surgery.
No, you can't take me.
What do you mean I can't take you?
He throws a fist at you. Would you like to try and dodge it or fight back? Or not fight at all?
Listen, I put 80 points in Brawl. I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna fuck this dude up.
Okay.
Try not to kill.
He's going to roll as well. So I want you to go ahead and roll that brawl skill for me, please. Okay.
Damn, yo, I am not like I'm barely succeeding out here. Like, damn, I am not having a good day in terms of rolls.
Well, you did better than he did. Because his brawl is 40. And so you basically more than doubled his capabilities. He takes just kind of a drunken, slow ass swing at you to try and prevent you from pulling him towards you. And it was either he missed you wildly or you moved too quickly. You're not quite sure. But you just completely dodge his attack, and he stumbles forward, and what do you do? Do you land a blow? Or, like, how do you do this?
I didn't want to hit him, but like he came at me. I just reacted, and as he stumbled forward, I just clocked him in the button.
Okay. You hear this
Locked him in the
slight...
what?
The button, it's the chin.
Yeah. You hear this little as you punch him quickly, and he just goes, and he falls back on his ass in the muddy, sort of dirty streets, wet streets, and he just like is unconscious.
I call out to the old man. What's in the N? In?
Ian.
I just call Ian.
Okay.
No, I'm trying to remember his like nickname.
Yep, that's right. So here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to quickly cut to Gabe and Kate while they're on their way back. Because remember, you guys took Gabe's squad car.
I'm so sorry, but can I go pee real quick?
Sorry, what? I just heard.
I'm so sorry. Can I go pee real quick?
No.
Potty
No.
break.
Nope, you can't.
Bio break. I gotta pee so bad.
No,
I'll be 2
you
seconds.
must use a colostomy bag.
Cthulhu does not approve.
I gotta use a folly.
So Ian saves the day.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding.
Leave
Ian
it up
just
to
kinda
the old
steps
man to
in
save the day.
Yeah. Oh, you fucking young whippersnappers can't do anything right these days. Back in my
No,
day.
I don't want to get arrested on assault charges again. I just came back.
Well, technically it was self-defense. Yeah. So.
Exactly. So I'm like, listen. So I just called him like, listen, this is what happened. That's why he's like eating shit in the mud right now.
Can we say we were in the window and saw it happen?
I mean, you do have that booth that's right next to the window, so you potentially could have seen
We
it.
saw him knock out a guy.
He started yelling, right? So they probably heard it. They probably looked and just saw me like, wonk.
Bonk.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah, I know. Hey, shit's gonna go down. Sorry.
Where's shit's gonna go down?
Sometimes it just be like that.
You've already been experiencing things that have been going down.
Oh no, yeah, but that I get, but like, please don't tell me I'm gonna get attacked after I just like knock this guy unconscious.
Oh no, he's unconscious. I mean, you're gonna need to either carry him home. You don't even know where he lives, or just wait for him to wake up and then tell him to go home because he'll probably be not drunk anymore when he wakes up.
Leave him in the
I'm gonna
gutter.
toss him back into the bar. Like, listen, I just knocked the shit out of this guy. This guy needs some like water at least, a little bit of ice for when he wakes up, and that hangover is gonna be insane.
Well, I mean, you thought he had a concussion 10 seconds ago. You don't want to let somebody just sleep through a concussion.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
I'm
he does
going
that.
back into the bar with the other people and probably the town doctor.
Okay, so Kate, Gabe,
Mm-hmm.
you are traveling along the road away from the Morgan farmstead, heading back. Well, you were bringing Reese to the North Wales Police headquarters, which, if you can make an edit in the notes for me, it is. I don't believe I said it was multiple hours away. I just think I said you would be gone for a few hours.
Oh, I took that as 3 hours.
Yeah, a 6-hour drive from into Bangor is just not. Sorry, it's only like maybe several miles just north of where you are, Bangor.
Okay, because you said 3 hours, and I took that as it was going to take us 3 hours to get there. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I remember thinking, I was like, that's a long.
No, I think it'll take you about an hour to get back to headquarters.
Bangor, Maine.
No, it's Bangor on D, which is the River D, which is also yeah. Okay, good. Very good. Okay, Kate, Gabe, Reese is sitting in the back seat quietly. You see that he has kind of intermittently changed from looking out the window as you pass through the narrow streets to get back to the headquarters. This is sort of a cutscene in between times, if you get my drift here. And he's being very quiet. He's just looking outside, and then constantly just kind of looking back at the rearview mirror. You're keeping an eye on him, and he's just smiling. There's still splotches of blood that have dried on his face, and you're fairly certain that he's staining your back seat with Rianne's blood.
Oof.
And he's not saying really anything, but he is sort of creepily observing you from time to time.
I'm keeping my eyes on him.
Every once in a while, he'll like shift ever so slightly, move his bottom a little bit, like maybe one ass cheek is getting numb. I mean, you all have had that happen before.
Indeed.
Listen, I have more in common with that man than you might think. We've both been in the back of an English cop car.
I too have had a numb ass cheek.
So, Kate, you are kind of paying attention to the road ahead while Gabe drives, and you get a sort of What? Oh, you're driving?
Yeah, sure, the driving.
Right, you're in the back seat. Okay, got it. All right, so he'll intermittently shift his gaze between outside to Kate driving to you sitting next to him, Gabe. And Kate, you get a squelch kind of come over your radio. And you hear Aaron's voice. Oi, Kate, you there?
Copy.
Just got done talking with the chief. By the way, this is on a private channel. I mean, you guys use a different frequency.
Sounds good. Best friend channel. Let's go.
That's right. And he says, "Oh boy, that fucker chewed me out. Coming back to over. What did I do? What are you talking about? You think I did something?
I always think you did something.
What do you think I did then?"
I'm not sure, but I'm sure it was very, I'm sure it was awful. And that's why the chief had to chew you out.
Well, it's nothing like that. Actually, I've been assigned to the Penley case.
The Penley case?
Yes, well, what happened, you see.
Well,
What did happen?
The radio's a little silent at this point. And you hear this ungodly squelching sound come over your radio, like almost feedback, like someone's holding a microphone next to another microphone, like a really high-pitched, intense audio sound. And suddenly your radio kind of goes dead. The light on the radio, which you can normally see when it's on, is still on, but you see the channel indicator rapidly changing numbers. And it's just going from... You just hear all these different weird white noise sounds coming from multiple channels just rapidly feeding through the radio.
What the fuck?
And you think you hear almost like this high-pitched wail of some kind over the radio noise. And that's when the actual radio itself shuts off.
well, he's
And,
fucking dead.
Gabe,
Mhm.
roll me actually both Gabe and Kate, roll me a spot hidden.
Extreme success.
There you go.
Make sure you guys are marking off your skills that are succeeded.
Yep.
Because after this session, I'm going to have you guys do a investigator improvement thing, or rather, we'll do it next time and at the start of the game, so we can get a good idea of how to do it and what happens. Because hopefully after this, there'll be a little bit of a downtime.
Well, Kay is too distracted and does not hear the radio. Or
Anyways.
whatever the fuck it is, because she's too busy
Yeah.
distracted with the radio.
Okay, yeah, it's raining hard. You're trying to keep an eye on the road. You don't want anything to happen. You're carrying a potential murder suspect, so you definitely don't want anything to go wrong. So, hands on the wheel, eyes straight. Nothing else. And, however, Gabe,
Mhm.
as you're kind of also hearing this weird squelching sound coming over the radio that Kate is talking into, she's seemingly talking to Aaron. I mean, you know his voice too. You heard this weird noise, and then as it was occurring, Reese was acting a bit erratic. He seemed to tilt his head backward a little bit and had his eyes closed and seemed to enjoy the sound. It almost looked like it was ecstasy listening to it.
He's just gonna be thinking like, what the heck happened to him?
Well, you don't really know. If you would like, you can roll a psychoanalysis.
Or psychology?
Psychoanalysis would be what you would use here. Psychology is more like your own personal usage versus psychoanalysis, which is you using it to discern another person's demeanor.
Dang, I forgot I was reading this again. I think it was the reverse way.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because some of the psychoanalysis was.
Unless psychoanalysis. Oh, right, treatment. No, you're right. Psychology. You're correct. Sorry, that's my bad. I always
It's okay.
do seem to get those mixed up.
And I fail.
Okay. Yeah, he just seems to enjoy the sound, at least from what you can gather. Kate, the radio flips back on, and it immediately turns into Aaron saying, Kate, come in. Where'd you go?
I'm sorry, my radio became like possessed for a second.
He says, what you mean?
It just let out Gene sound.
Whatever you just did caused you to sound like you're speaking double, Tristan.
It's not me. I think it's Z's. I think it's feedback through Z.
I see. All right.
Sorry, I think it's better now. Okay. Oh god. What am I doing? Fuck. Okay. There was like a high-pitched screeching sound, and then all of a sudden, it started flipping through the channels just rapidly, and then shut off. I didn't even touch it.
Does. Might want to get tech to take a look at it.
True. We all know that we don't really have the best budget for these things.
Not really, no. Anyways, I'm heading back into town. Maybe, well, I think it's a late night. I think we've all had an eventful night. I'm going to bed. What say we meet up for breakfast in the morning?
Yeah, no problem. We're bringing Reese into HQ right now, so.
Oh, how's he doing?
She kind of looks up in the rearview mirror to look at him. Is he still looking creepy as fuck?
He's looking out the window currently, smiling a little bit.
Not saying, I can tell you that much.
Just as you say that, you can see his gaze shift from looking out the window to looking at you through the rear view. He smiles even bigger.
She looks back at the road. She's like, fuck this man. We need professional help.
It's at this point that you just basically confirm with Aaron that you're going to have breakfast in the morning, and that Reese is being transferred to HQ. Well, Jesus. Yeah. Sorry. Had to sneeze twice. And he signs off. It's you good night, and then he basically goes off channel, at least stops responding. He always keeps this channel open, I would imagine, for when you need him.
Yep.
He's that good of a friend.
We besties. We make friendship breaks.
My man is dying on the inside, and we can tell.
So anyways, it takes you roughly 3 hours or so to drive to HQ, book Reese, he gets held. You fill out a little paperwork, you transfer over any evidence, you assign, or at least hand over the case to like a detective that would normally handle stuff such as this. Gabriel, you remember you're just a patrolman, or rather just someone who doesn't normally do this stuff, but just happened to be there at the time. Aaron would have normally taken care of that, but obviously it happened at just the wrong moment where the chief inspector wanted to speak with him. So, as you get back in your car and drive back to Overton after dropping off Reese, you saw him specifically being booked and put into a cell with your own two eyes. So he's there safely for the time being.
Got it.
And so, anyways, you could be driving back to Overton. If you wanted to say anything to Kate, you may do so now. Otherwise, we'll go back to other people.
I think we'd just be driving back there.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe driving back.
Yeah.
All right. Then we'll say that by the time... Let's go back to Tommy and the other group. Anyways, this guy's in the street. He just got knocked out by Tommy. Everyone inside, or at least Quinn, noticed Tommy do this to this strange man. And everything seems to be back to normal in the White Horse Inn. What do you guys want to do? We'll say that Tom. What are you guys doing while Tommy's escorting this gentleman out and going through this altercation with him?
I'd say we should check in on Patrick, make sure he's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Do you all go? Just you?
Alphonse is rubbing his eyes.
I can run over and check in on him.
Okay. So he's gone back behind the bar. Ian has taken a seat at one end of the bar, next to the door, the main entrance.
I thought
And
Ian was talking to the group.
well, I mean, yeah, we can say that wherever you guys want to sit, he'll sit.
Yeah, we'll take that corner table. Our usual.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, he takes probably like just one of the chairs that's set out from the table and not the booth. And he'll just grab another pint of Guinness from Patrick, and he'll walk slowly on over to the group, and he'll plant his pint on the table, and he'll slowly descend into his chair, creaks a little bit, says, nothing but a pint to ease the sore bones of age. And he takes a big swig. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
So did you guys want to ask him something?
So what brings you in tonight, Ian?
Roll me a persuade.
And also, he was asking them a question.
Yeah, he was asking them a question where we left off.
Yeah.
Shit.
He was asking them
Very
what they were
true.
doing in the back room.
Oh right, back room. We'll
And I said we
do,
were swingers.
we'll do that. We'll say that you are seeking information as well. Maybe like an exchange of information.
So, is James checking on Patrick? I'm confused.
Yes,
Patrick.
he will be. Yes.
Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure what was happening. Cool.
Yep. Sorry. That's right. So yeah, Ian, he sits down and what do we got here? Yeah.
Failure.
Okay. He says, "Now, just a moment. We're not going to get into that really as soon as you think. Got to get to know each other a bit first."
That's fair.
And James, you go on over to Patrick, who's tending the bar. A couple of patrons are drinking their stuff, talking to each other. A couple of them you immediately notice are talking about the whole fiasco with the unruly patron.
Okay.
And Patrick comes over to you, leans up on the bar, says, "Hey, James, what can I get you?"
Patrick, just coming in to check in on you, make sure you're okay.
"Oh, I'm all right, mate. Just don't worry about me. Okay? Worry about yourself."
Well, any other reports of people having headaches, or is that not happening right now?
Well, it's fucking weird, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, I look at them. They're just.
It's
They
as
seem
if
to be
nothing
enjoying
happened.
them. They seem to be enjoying themselves. Yeah, I mean, even the drunk ones are being somewhat cordial.
It's very strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, because Tommy just get some dude. And like, I guess he gotta behave.
And Patrick kind of leans back up and grabs a glass, and he says, "Point on the house for you all. Just consider it thanks from the house."
Cheers.
And he gets you all an extra pint. And as he hands them to you, James, on a tray, he says, I don't think this is entirely over, but let's talk more maybe tomorrow. Perhaps after the festival. You remember the festival, yes?
Oh, yes, I do. Sorry.
He says, okay, good. Because of what you showed me, and he kind of like very briefly looks over at like the patrons sitting at the bar, making sure they're not hearing or listening in. He just says, what you showed me. I'm just trying to be careful.
I'm scared that something's gonna happen at this festival. Because if it's anything like what we saw, then we're in trouble.
He says, well, I'm hopeful, but I don't want to assume more than we should. So,
Yeah.
Until
I don't know
then.
what precautions we can take.
Neither do I. Sorry, mate. And he simply leans back, goes over to one of the other patrons who's finished a beer, fills it again. He just kind of signals you with a nod that he'll talk to you tomorrow.
Good night.
And you take the tray of beers over to the table where Ian is regaling people with information. Or rather, everyone is regaling Ian with information.
I'll hand out the beers to everybody. Beers from the house, everybody. For all the help
Ian
tonight.
says, much obliged. He grabs the mug and lifts it up towards Patrick, who just kind of waves up in the air.
Cheers, everyone.
Oh, I choose.
Cheers.
He clinks the glasses, takes a big swig, sets it down on the table. So, yeah. Back to what you were doing in the back room. Look, I'm not dumb. I may be old, but I'm not dumb. I've done this before. You're being suspicious. You've been talking to Patrick. I've watched it. For the past hour or two. I've seen you go back and forth between the back room and here. Sometimes drinks in hand, sometimes with your computer there, your clickety-clack thing.
Well, it's just the.
Alright, so I'm just gonna kind of look around at our table and see how everybody's kind of feeling about this. Like, should we tell Ian? Okay, so I was just helping Patrick with some computer issues he was having.
Oh, okay. Roll me a. Well, Would you consider this to be either a fast talk or a persuade? I think this might be more fast talk.
I think fast talk is for lion, so yes.
Alright, so I'll roll a fast talk then.
Yes, please.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it was close.
Oh no. Still a 5. Damn. I mean, you would need a really good roll to succeed on that. Anyways, he says, "Come on, I'm an experienced veteran on matters such as these. I know when someone's lying. Just come off it, please."
Alright, I guess there's no fooling you. Would you prefer me to show you, or would you like to just hear it?
Just give me the summary.
Okay. Are you aware of what happened in Penley?
I have heard of it, well, snippets of it, at least. I have friends in the police force, and they've really not actually given me any sort of information about it. I've radioed in a couple times, even went up to the HQ myself, and wanted to hopefully get a bit of information from those friends, but they've all been hush-hush. They keep saying it's coming from higher up. Something to do with, sensitive information, I think they called it.
It is indeed sensitive.
What, you
Borderline.
know of it?
Well, it's not borderline, it is horrific information. And I have a video proof of what happened in Penley.
What are you talking about? On your computer thing there.
Yes, my clickety-clack thing. Would you like to see?
Damn, homie took that shit personally.
Oh my god. Well, I'm just embodying every single old person that doesn't understand. Oh, what's this computer thing you got here with the bloop-de-bloop-bloop things?
Dumbfounded contraption.
Can't.
So, no, he says, you know what, son? I think I believe you.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it at that then.
He says, what fucking time is it? He looks at his watch. It's this beautiful gold watch. It looks like it could be rather expensive. Possibly a retirement gift. And he just says, oh, fucking Christ, it's a... I'm getting too old for this shit. And he takes no long amount of time to drink his beer. In fact, he drinks it rather swiftly. And then he says, all right, whatever the fuck it is that you have to show me, I'm not going to do it tonight. How about tomorrow? I like to attend... Well, tomorrow's obviously the festival, so there's no doubt that I'll be seeing you there. But I do like to go to the library. If there's something, of course, that maybe like a quiet spot that we could find. That might be good neutral ground, a good meeting place.
Sure, I can show you. I can meet you at the library. What time do you want to meet?
Bright and early. How about 9?
Okay, I'll see you at the library at 9.
He takes his last dregs of Guinness down his gullet, puts the glass on the table with a little bit of a clang, and he starts to stand. A little bit of a wobble to him. And he just says, right. Oh, you, Tommy. Is Tommy there? No, you're outside.
No, Tommy outside. I'm guessing at this point is when he just screams at go bang.
He called Ian.
Okay, so that's when Ian will literally hear his name being called. And he kind of starts to move towards the door. And that's when we'll shift to Tommy outside in the rain. And you just hear the door of the White Horse Inn open, and Ian steps out. Says, "Oi, Tommy, what the fuck happened?" And he looks at
The bro came at me first. He swung at me. He's saying he's seeing shit over there down the street towards St. Mary's. I don't know, man. He started trying to run. I was like, nah, you hallucinating. You need to I can't let you go like that. And then he just started punching me, and I reacted, and I punched him back, and he's out.
he just like is dumbfounded for a moment, and he says, "Tommy, you gotta call it in, man. He's..."
Yeah, I know. He tried to punch me when I tried to call. He couldn't try to call 911. It's actually 119 if I'm not mistaken, whatever.
I was gonna say, I was like, I don't think it's 911 over there.
It's either the opposite triple or like 111.
Anyways, yeah, he just simply walks over to this guy, says, "Poor Roger. Damn, you did a bit number on him and his chin there."
Had a hell of a time over in Germany.
He looks up at you and he says, "Germany? Is that where the fuck you were all this time?"
Oh, well, throughout Europe, honestly. But yeah, good beer.
Oh, I don't doubt it. But, damn, Tommy. He kind of inspects him. You knocked him out right cold.
Got big, didn't I?
He checks his pulse just to be sure. And he's
I didn't kill him.
Well, he's still making sure. And he just simply says, "Okay. Well, this isn't really my problem anymore. It would have been, say, about 15 years ago. But I'm going to wait here until at least the authorities arrive."
Yeah.
And he
I
kind
was
of
gonna wait.
starts to grab, what's his fucking name? Roger's shoulders, underneath his shoulders, and starts to drag
Grab his
him.
legs.
No, yeah, okay. Yeah, he just starts to pull him back underneath the awning that is in front of the White Horse Inn. I wouldn't say it's really an awning, it's more like a canopy that is a canvas. Kind of like something that you would see in front of a restaurant that might have outdoor seating or something like that throughout certain seasons.
Yeah, a
And,
little like pull-out ceiling type thing.
Yep. And you can hear him kind of grunt a little bit, or like moan, this Roger character. And Ian just simply looks at you, Tommy, and says, "So, obviously you knocked him out in one hit, because I don't see any other bruising on him. This one's already swelling up as it is. Jesus, Tommy. Did you have to go that hard on him?"
Hey, I just tapped him, honestly.
It looks more than a fucking tap.
It was just a fucking tap.
He says, "Alright, that's a little better. Jesus, what the fuck is going on here? We got shit in the tavern. And we got you outside here. Is this how
What kind
fucking
of shit in the
town's
tavern?
going? It was just all that stuff leading up to this.
Oh yeah.
You know, is this whole fucking village going to hell?
About time, if you ask me.
What? He walks up to
Listen,
you. And he gets in your face. He says, "You take that fucking back right now."
what
This
did I say?
place-
It's about time that this old town need a little refurbishment, a little change. This might be. This might
It was
be one
more
of the
like,
changes.
no, I think what he was probably getting at, or at least what you get, is that when you said that, or rather when he said that this place was going to hell, and then you said it's about time, he took that personally.
I know.
And that's when he got up in your face. He said, "Yeah, you take that shit back right now." He says, "You may be fucking young, and you may even have a bit of a chip on your fucking shoulder. And you know what? I don't give a damn. I love this fucking village, and I will not see anyone stand in the way of its success or its longevity. Do you fucking get me?"
Did I say that I was behind this, my guy? What are you
No.
getting at? Like, are you trying to? What are you accusing me of? I just got here tonight. I don't.
Uh, he
Take it easy.
he looks at you. Why don't you? You're. I know
I'm gonna
you're.
have to beat this old man up.
No. Hang on. I know you're being honest about why you're here and the fact that you're here. You just got here tonight. But let's just say that Ian is privy to certain knowledge, and it involves you because he's seen your record before. And he knows that while you have been gone a while, that, well, I mean, a lot has probably changed for you. So he doesn't know what you're capable of. He's totally being cautious in this scenario. His old police force instincts are kicking in here.
What you trying to say? And Tommy, Tommy, he does have that chip on his shoulder. Like this time, like kind of left me. Like they treated me like trash, aside from like Gabe and certain people.
Yeah.
And like probably the Ian probably didn't have bad intentions, but he was probably like really hard on Tommy.
Yeah, he's kind of hard on people that need to be told.
Yeah,
what
it's
for.
like, oh, you like, you know.
He comes from a stance of if someone needs to learn something, they need to be told in a very specific manner, and often that manner is sort of forceful like that.
Exactly, and the way Tommy perceives it is filth and will never be more than filth.
He's also coming from a militaristic background where you do not bullshit anybody. You come at them with the truth right then and there, and they either accept it or they don't.
So
No.
like, yeah, he's gonna like actually like get into the old man's face. Like, are you trying to say something about it? Like, are you trying to like, what are you insinuating?
He says, "Look, I'm no fucking dummy. I understand that you have a past. I do too. I've done horrible things in the war that you couldn't possibly fucking imagine. But I also understand that life can deal you cards that could look quite similar to war and the experience of it. So yes, I've read your file. I know who you are. That's not a threat. That's me simply understanding your type, your kind. Are you here to betray, or are you here to live? Or are you here to escape?
I'm here looking for quiet. I bought a house.
He says,
How many 20-year-olds did they, do you know, that did have houses? I bought a house. I'm just trying to, like, retire early.
I'm not saying you're not deserving of a house. I'm saying, was your house legitimately acquired? And
Because my mother threw me in a fireplace when I was little.
he just kind of scoffs. He just goes, I'm not looking to really dig up old graves. Simply, rather, to impart a bit of wisdom to someone still very young. You need to understand, the world is not your oyster. It is everyone's. And you need to realize that your actions are going to hold consequences should you choose the wrong action. Take that from someone who has experienced more than their fair share of bad circumstances. I don't claim to really know anything of yours, especially your face.
Oh, wow. That was cool.
And he says, so you were mentioning he saw something?
Yeah, he's saying that he saw something coming at him from, like, St. Mary's. I didn't see anything.
He looks
Not
down
really
towards
picked
St.
out.
Mary's, kind of squinting a bit. He looks back at you after a short while. He says, I mean, I can go take a look. Would you like to go with me, or, it's getting late. I'm tired.
Go to bed. I'm sure it was nothing. I did tackle him pretty hard. He probably had a concussion. I'll wait until the medics arrive. Go to bed. You look like you have had a 1 too many, huh?
He says, if only. Well, and that's when you see a car pull up, and that there's a set of headlights that kind of pulls alongside and parks near the sidewalk, and it's Gabe's squad car.
Look at that. The gang's all back together. You're gonna toss us both in jail like you did last time?
Gabe and Kate, you guys get out of the vehicle. Do you shut it off and take the keys, or do you leave it running? Because it is late.
I mean, rule number 1 is don't leave the keys in the ignition of a squad car and leave it running.
I always want to be sure. I mean, you've already dropped Reese off, so there's no worry for that, but I just wanted to make sure. Just so I know for the future.
You're at a bar. There's probably a drunken kid that's gonna be like, I'm gonna steal this car.
Like, listen, we're at a
We
bar.
just
I'm
take
not
the
leaving
keys.
that car running.
Yeah.
Okay. You take the keys, Kate, Gabe, you guys get out, and you see that Tommy is talking with, well, Gabe, you take one look at Ian, and all these memories just come flooding back. You remember back in that day when you were in the bank, and a robbery had taken place. And Ian, sort of off duty at the time, but still carrying his service pistol, he thwarted the robbery and saved a lot of lives. And you just remember that feeling when you thought you were going to be captive to someone's pure ambitious will. And then you suddenly weren't. You were freed. You were given your freedom again. And Ian takes one look at you. He says, "Still can't really get myself free of you, can I?" How you doing, Gabe?
Good to see you, Mr. Ian.
What the hell are you doing out this late?
I'm taking care of a little business and whatnot. Though seeing you has perked me up again.
Like, oh, thanks. Well, you too. Kate, how are you?
Just peachy.
Been a while since I've seen your face as well.
Well, maybe if you ever came out of that secluded hut of yours.
I wouldn't call it secluded.
It's secluded in that you're alone.
Damn.
Oof.
She's not saying it in like a bad way. She's saying it in like he is an old man who's been
like,
attacked.
listen, you want to talk about it?
And you would have, of course, met and talked with Ian several times in the past, especially roaming around with Gabe. Gabe would have also probably talked about him. So yeah, he's an acquaintance. And we'll say that he's friendly enough with you where he just simply says, always the right thing to say. And he says, so where did you two come from?
We're not at liberty to say at this moment in time.
Oh, secrets.
Yep, ongoing case right now.
Alright, well, I'm probably going to get myself back to home and sleep on it.
But take it easy, sir.
You ready for the festival tomorrow?
Oh, I'm excited.
Should be some good jerky. And you do know that there's this one vendor that always comes around every year that has this delicious beef and lamb jerky. And they farm raise their own cattle and livestock, and then they obviously do what they need to do to get the meat, and then they smoke it with this special blend of different wooded saplings and deciduous trees around the area that give it this special sort of distinct character, and it's very highly sought after. In fact, there's a huge line that always forms when they are there. Sometimes they aren't, dependent on certain situations, but it is a mob.
Well, hopefully I can get there before the line starts.
He says, as he gives you a wink, he says, good night. Kate, take care of yourself.
You too, Ian, and remember, you need to socialize more. It's good for your psyche.
What the fuck you think I'm doing at a bar? And he just walks away.
Is he retired?
He's retired, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a retired old man who spends all his time in the house. That's why it was so shocking that everyone saw him tonight.
Hey, Ian.
He turns around. Yeah?
It was honestly good to see you.
Wait, say that again?
It was honestly good to see you.
He smirks and he says, don't flatter yourself. And then he walks away. And yeah, he just kind of gets into his we'll call it a Peugeot.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay.
So,
And-
Kate's gonna look at Tommy, and I'll look at the body on the ground, and be like,
I know he's sitting. He's sitting.
He's leaning up
Yeah.
against the wall outside the White Horse under the awning.
oh, he woke up. Okay. Cool. I missed that part. I was like, Is he still just passed out on the ground and we're all just sitting here talking?
Like, yeah, this is just a body on the ground.
It
It's
was
fine.
it was self-defense.
The normal Tuesday.
He does sort of come to, and he says, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh. My fucking nose. And my chin. Oh.
You
He's like
okay
coughing
there,
up
sir?
he's coughing up blood a little bit, and
I look at Gabe with the most like you're in the headlights kind of look.
you hit him in the chin, and obviously that caused his lower jaw to connect with his upper teeth and jaw, and that probably could have bitten his tongue as well as maybe caused some damage.
But yeah, he was like coming at me too. So like, homie, like ate shit.
It maybe
Yeah.
a light concussion.
And
He looks at the two cops who are probably looking at him. Listen, it was self-defense.
Yep.
What was self-defense, Tommy?
I punched him. I knocked him out. Come inside. I'll tell you the story. Wait, shit. How far were the paramedics? I called this man an
First
ambulance.
off, yeah, okay, so we'll say that a small van that has been converted sort of to a paramedic equipped, like all the different necessities, like such as everything that an ambulance would have is just in a smaller van versus like a big square thing that we see in the US.
Mm-hmm.
So that arrives from Overton Surgery within moments after calling.
It's right down the street too.
Mm-hmm. So he's picked up the doctor. Fuck, what's his name? Moment. I need to look at my notes.
The doctor's gonna put him.
Yeah, the doctor. One of the doctors that you know of. There are two that are usually working on call at all times, and then there's the head surgeon, who usually only works during the day. So I just got to get this guy's name for a second. Is it
Andrew.
No, it's Kian. That's right.
Jesus.
Let me just put that in the. There we go. That's all you really know about him.
That's first or last name.
Last name, Dr. Kian.
Keeps himself.
Yep, and he also looks to be maybe slightly darker skinned, possibly got some Middle Eastern descent. And he steps out of the van. He's got this blue jumpsuit on with a slight black inlay and a little bit of reflector silver, sort of for a lining. And he says, where's the patient? Oh, and he sees him lying right there. And he runs over, checks pulse, and he notices that he's still alive. So he runs over to the van door in the back and opens it up and pulls out a gurney, a stretcher, and wheels it over and lowers it down. He says, "Can someone help me, please?"
Now help.
I gotcha.
Yes, grab his legs, please. And you help him. We'll say you don't need to roll for that. You're just assisting. Shouldn't really be much at all. And you get him onto the gurney. He has you help him lift it up on wheels and then get him into the back. And as you get him into the back, you notice that there's an additional sort of attendee sitting in the back of the van to monitor his vitals and make sure that he's good. But you've never seen this guy before. You don't know his name. And he looks fairly middle-aged. He's got sort of longish dark hair. He's got it tied back in a ponytail. He's got sort of that skinny physique that would complement such a hairstyle. And he has a narrow chin and kind of looks... His nose is a bit like a crow's. And his eyes are striking. They're kind of vibrant. And he pulls in one side of the gurney where Roger is laying on. And he pulls out his stethoscope, monitors heartbeat, all that stuff. He's got gloves on. He's got the headpiece in his ears, just making sure he just kind of closes the doors and shuts you out. And that's when the van pulls away and heads towards surgery. Just kind of turns left, not too far down the road, into the parking lot where the surgery is. All right. And with that, it's already kind of pretty late. I would say that it's probably a good idea that you guys get some rest. Otherwise, I'm going to have you roll Constitution rolls to keep yourselves going.
No, I'll head back home.
Yeah, it's approaching midnight at this point.
Where's the warehouse at?
It's right here.
Oh, I'm right down the road. I can walk home.
You can.
I'll have
Hey,
to walk
do you
home
want to
before
in this
church.
rain?
So hopefully whatever creepy thing was there is no longer there.
Walk by some like fucking tentacle monster, just like waving at you from the church steps.
All right, so then we'll say that everyone sort of. What do you do to depart? Do you say anything? Do anything?
Yeah, probably just wish everyone a good night.
Yeah. Be like, yo, bye, peace, I'm going home.
Peace out, Cub Scout.
It's been a long day.
Hey, Gabe, can I get a ride home?
Out like a fat kid in a dodgeball tournament.
Yeah, Gabe would say yes.
Since you towed my car.
Yes, your car. Oh, by the way, your car has been towed to the Overton Auto Repair here.
Oh, I didn't realize you could move my map for me. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
if he like,
You hold shift and click and hold.
Oh what?
Yeah, so if I do, hey, let's look at the Overton Cemetery. Shift, click and hold. Or St. Mary's Church.
Hey.
Yeah.
I just thought that every time you clicked on something, it moved you.
No, you can ping things, but if you as a DM or a game master want someone to specifically look at something, you can shift, click, and hold. Yeah. Everybody's home. Ah! Okay.
Quinn and Alphonse are like basically neighbors.
That's right.
Yeah, we are.
Yo.
Where all the cool kids hang out.
It's like, oh shit, we're neighbors.
And Gabriel's like, get me as far away from everyone as possible.
No, me too. I'm like on the other side.
Tommy's got the. I mean, yeah, Tommy's pretty out there as well. I would say he's more out there than maybe the rest of you compared to Gabe.
That's true.
At the edge of town.
Anyways, you guys depart, going your separate ways after a very long night. Heading back to your respective homes, you just can't help but feel jaded. And you're becoming introspective and wondering what about tonight is resonating so much with you that normal life hasn't before. There's something that's nagging at you. You can feel it. It's almost in your head, and you can't get it out. You bed down for the night and go to sleep as much as you can.
We have
I told
nightmares.
Kate the story on the way home.
Oh yeah, nightmares, definitely.
That
And
is
I'll
just
invite you in if you
normal
want
day
to grab
for like
one
gaming
last
Kate.
drink.
What?
I'll like
Oh.
invite you in. Like, hey, you look like you need a drink, my guy. You okay?
Nah, he would just turn it down, but saying, "I'll get you next time," and then drive back home.
Well, it's just kind of like a normal day for Gabe and Kate. Like, sure, it's like more close to home, but like not something that they haven't really ever, never, like, never seen before. But like the rest of
Yeah.
you guys had watched that video that was like
No.
traumatizing.
I'm gonna
What?
say, Kate, you get home. We'll do this one by one. Kate, you get home, and you kind of throw your keys in your key dish. It's by the door. You set your gun down on the sort of the side table, and your badge as well. Any credentials you have, you just set it all down there, as is routine. And you throw your jacket onto the hook, and you just kind of, what do you do? What would Kate do?
Sorry, that's our dog.
I mean, we already know what Kate would do. She's obsessed.
Yeah, you would go delve into files and different case reports of your brother.
Yep.
Okay. And then we'll say even like after your obsession and you decide that it's time to go to bed, you just stare at a loose photo picture of your brother. The very same one that you remember you had received from him after he had gotten like a high school picture taken. And he just said, here, I mean, I know you don't really like sentimental shit. And so he gave it to you anyways.
Aw, how cute.
And he said that he thought that he looked stupid in the photo. And you're looking at him, and he's had that same goofy, sort of slightly wacky red hair that just got very curly, short. But you remember it felt like a bristle carpet. And you just slowly drift off into sleep. Staring at your brother's photo. And it's not long before you feel weightless. And your eyes open. And you're standing just outside the White Horse.
Wait, so she felt weightless? Wait, I'm confused. Wait.
Yeah, you drifted off into sleep, I guess is a better way to say it.
Okay, cool.
Sorry. Yes, and now you're having what appears to be a dream. Or nightmare. We'll see. And you know what you feel, and what you feel is terrified. You feel like there's something watching you, or close to you, that's threatening. And you know that your right hand... Wait, are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay, your right hand is clutching the handle of your pistol. And there's this innate fear, and it's coursing through your body. You're not sure where it's coming from. But you have this really strong defensive urge to protect yourself. And you're looking around up Willow Street, even up Turning. In Wrexham, you're looking up near the antiques. I mean, the streets are normally lit as though they are every night. And as you look, or rather dart your attention south along High Street, past St. Mary's Church, you see a figure standing in the road. And it's wearing a white shirt. And it has red hair. And you look. And it's just standing there. You have half a mind to believe that it's your brother. And he raises his hand and beckons you to follow him.
Do I have
And
control in this dream?
Technically, no. We'll just say no. Yeah, you follow him, and you run sort of towards the church. And once you get, say, about... Actually, I'm going to move your token, just for the sake of the dream here. Once you get about there, you see your brother's... well, he's standing right at this corner here. And as soon as you pass St. Mary's Church, what I do want you to do is make a spot hidden. This will play into potentially something.
Hard success.
You are running past the church towards your brother, and you happen to glance to the left where some of the grave markers are outside the church, but also inside the perimeter of like the church property line. And you think you see a figure cloaked, kind of standing next to a grave, his back turned towards you. And as you continue to run past the church, you look towards your brother who's still standing here, and he begins to walk down this path. And you run to catch up with him. And you get to this corner, and you turn and look, and you don't see your brother. And you're starting to get that panicking notion. Like you feel you have to protect him. So you just run as fast as you can. You grab your pistol out of your waist, and you just run down Maylor Way. You remember going down this place with him as a kid. He often liked coming out here because it was peaceful and somewhat secluded. It was quiet, Also, it was a good walking distance in case you guys ever wanted to just go out and get away for a short while. And you lose sight of him running down Malor Way through patches of trees, little fields, little tall grass patches. And all the while, there's just this darkness that constantly swallows any kind of vision you have. And you think you catch small glimpses of feet or legs or, just hearing a pitter-patter of feet scuttling across the ground as you're running. And then, almost as if you feel you're losing him, you skid to a halt because standing in your path is your brother. And his face is kind of expressionless. You can see it has blood on it. And you can see that he has all of the same wounds that you remember hearing about, reading the case file involving his murder. Lacerations, torture, strangulation. And then, of course, gunshot wounds. And you just see him raise his hands up, palms facing you. They're just covered in blood. He says, "Kate, where were you? Why did you let them get me? Why, Kate? Why? Why?" And then you see him start to walk towards you. "You could have been here, Kate. But you weren't. You could have stopped it all. But you didn't." "What are you going to do now, Kate?" Gets closer towards you, reaches behind his back, and you just see him draw out, curiously enough, a hammer covered in blood. And as he lunges at you, you wake up.
Jesus.
Everyone wakes up, actually.
Is it morning time?
It is. Now I just need something like light rain, because it's still raining, but not thunder. Yes, the night passes into the 7th of September. Everyone wakes up kind of with a really strong sense of fuck the world, I don't want to get up. And what does everyone individually do?
Coffee.
Yeah, probably coffee.
I have to meet Enan for breakfast. Sorry, the library. Library, my bad.
Library at 9. Yeah, do you want to do breakfast with the group at the White Horse before that?
Sure, let's do that.
I don't know. You guys can do what you want. I was just suggesting.
No, that's a good idea. Get coffee and breakfast.
Yep.
Okay. It's lightly raining. It's cloudy in the sky. and it's gray outside, and it's casting a bit of a foggy pall over the village. And you can see as you all get ready and get in your cars and converge on the White Horse that people are already starting to set up for the event, the market. There's actually a pretty good amount of tents. There's seemingly 24, and they're all posted along High Street. And they have themselves set along the parking spaces so people can just walk down the main strip, and you have to park either along Willow Street or the back road there along Willow and High, or you can park along Church Road. Either way, there's passage in. So the police force has certain areas of High Street blocked off so no traffic can get through while this happens. You all converge on the White Horse. And let's see, who's first on scene? Who's like the go-getter, the one who's always up and at 'em?
Me, Alphonse's.
Okay. So leaning up against the wall of the White Horse is Alphonse.
Yawning. Rubbing his eyes.
Everyone kind of approaches, yep.
Yep.
I take it no one got any sleep.
Would I be meeting with them? Because I thought I was meeting with Aaron.
Yeah, you can meet with Aaron at, let's see, you guys wanted to do coffee, right?
Yeah.
So that would probably be at the White Horse, so yeah, he would show up. In fact, actually what we'll do is, well, let's get some voices here. Not schizophrenic voices.
Good to know.
Let's see. As you all converge and begin to kind of discuss how everyone's doing, yes, Kate, you would look over your shoulder and see coming through the strip of road there, through all the stalls, is Aaron. He's got his normal look, sort of a suit underneath a trench coat, and he's got that sort of thick blonde hair slicked back. And he just waves to you, walks up. Okay, guys, how y'all doing this morning?
Good. How about yourself?
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to be ending very shortly here, so I just wanted to...
Where are we right now?
You're kind of right outside the White Horse.
Since Homie doesn't have a car, he showed up in a dirt bike. Very obnoxious, very much like
Do they have those
dirt.
bicycles that you can rent?
Yeah.
I came back.
Okay. Hello back. Oh, I did it.
A dad joke?
Oh no,
Not even
what
a
have you done?
That's my job.
I know. So anyways, yeah, he says, hi Kate, blah, blah, blah. How's everyone doing? Blah, blah, blah. He says, right, well, this is getting going right quick. So about that coffee, I could certainly use one. And of course, I got something to tell you.
She nods her head and heads inside with him.
This actually concerns all of you if you are interested.
Hmm?
Of
That
course.
includes you as well, Quinn, believe it or not.
Yes, sir.
He goes inside with all of you. Patrick's already setting up. There's already a number of people inside the White Horse getting breakfast as well as getting their morning coffee and reading the paper, sometimes by themselves. You know, you got couples who normally come in at this time, then you got the younger crowd who got that locality sort of thing going on, so they just kind of know where to go and what to eat. Some of them even have a bunch of beers. I mean, it's really not uncommon in this culture to have morning beverages that are alcoholic. And so as you all enter and take a booth that happens to be free, Patrick kind of waves at you as you come in. He motions towards the booth that you guys sat at last night, believe it or not. And Aaron takes a seat inside the booth, sitting next to you, Kate. And he just kind of motions towards Patrick. He comes around, and he says, "Morning, all of you. What'll it be for now?"
Coffee for me, please.
Same here.
Coffee.
Spiked
Coffee's
You
all
got a
around.
Red Bull?
Sorry, just coffee, Tommy.
I'll take a coffee.
Ain't no
Tommy
fancy
likes
restaurant.
caffeine. Listen, Tommy likes caffeine. He does not like coffee.
It's a fancy
Espresso.
restaurant.
Playing some violin in the background.
Fancy restaurants will give you Red Bull.
So yeah, coffee's all around. So he goes. There's some couple fresh pots brewing. He says before he even walks away, he turns back around. Irish coffee? Oh no.
Yes.
Regular for me.
Because he knows what your night was like last night, so he just figures he might need it.
I think I'm
No,
speaking
just-
for everybody
just
when I say
regular
Irish
black
coffee's all
tea.
around.
You do not speak for me. No, I do not run Irish.
Yep. They want a regular too.
Damn.
Just give me my black coffee.
I will have an Irish coffee.
I'll have a spiked one too.
Okay. So yeah, he goes off a few minutes later, brings back a couple regular cups of coffee, gives you some fresh cream. There's also some honey, believe it or not. Sometimes people like to use that. And then there's yes, your delicious Irish coffees, which, by the way, the best ones you'll actually get are in San Francisco because that's the birthplace of Irish coffees.
Oh my
Tristan
God,
can
yes.
tell you actually that is true.
Well,
I had
I
some
don't
Irish
drink coffee,
coffees
so
while I
I
was in
don't
San
know.
Francisco.
I
Oh my
can
God.
drive 30 minutes and get some, I guess.
I know. But anyways, yes, you guys get your necessities and you drink fast. And Ian walks in the door. There's this little bell ding, and Patrick waves at him. He immediately goes towards the pot of coffee that he just brewed and gets him a fresh cup, plants it on the counter, gives him some cream, little bit of sugar, and pours it in, stirs it, gives it to Ian, and Ian kind of gestures thanks, and he turns around, knows exactly where he's going, looks at all of you, marches on over. And he kind of moves to take a spot on the booth. And he says, morning, all of you.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
I don't know about good.
Had everybody sleep?
Huh?
All right.
Better.
Yep,
Wonderful.
could have been better.
Laughs in like eye bags that reach his fucking chin. This man hasn't slept in days. At least
Right.
properly.
Sounds like you need to maybe find a resolve, something to do. at least to occupy your mind until you are able to get that sleep. I found that helped back in the day when I was, handling casework. But anyways, this coffee always does everyone just a bit of good in the morning. Especially, and he just takes a flask that he has tucked into his I guess a sweater. Yeah, it's a sweater, and uh, pours seemingly what looks to be whiskey into the cup of coffee. He says, especially after a bit of a morning cap.
Cheers.
So Kate's just gonna like shake her head and mumble something about the Welsh being alcoholics.
I mean, absolutely.
Because remember,
So,
most of her life she was in America.
Yeah, says like Tommy Cena says, says the yank.
so as you are, or as Ian sips his coffee for a few moments, he just kind of goes, "Oh, perhaps you can tell me more about yesterday. Now that we're in a more of a position to talk."
Kate's gonna look at everybody and be like, "Yesterday, what happened yesterday?"
Oh,
Hallucinations, rage.
That's right. Ian just kind of looks at you, Kate, and he says, "Oh, you weren't here for at least the bulk of the excitement."
Yeah.
Seems your friend here, Tommy, is quite the brawler. And there's something going on here.
He looks at Ian like he did not arrest him like at least 5 times for fighting while he still lived. You're like you you
Yeah.
do remember what like it's only been 10 years.
Yeah, no, he's kind of like testing, not really testing you, more like he's fucking with you. He's an older guy who the only pleasure in life he has now is to just,
Ruining the
Mess
lives
with
of
the young
young
folk.
people.
that's what.
that's right. There you go.
Bringing up old trauma.
Clackety clack.
It's a noggin.
So, sorry, what?
Yeah, no, like Tommy old stats. Is the noggin okay? I remember giving you a hard time back in the day.
He says, "Get fucked, you jumped up piece of shit."
Still remember when you got stuck in that fence though, trying to chase me.
You are quick on your feet, I will say that. But, of course, you got the age on me still. And you always did. So, I wouldn't exactly be too prideful of that.
Oh, none of us could catch Gabe over there.
But, anyways, I did want to say, I had the absolute strangest fucking dream last night. And that's where we're going to end it.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, guys, I gotta go make some phone calls. So have a wonderful night, everyone.
Yes.
Night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Hopefully everyone enjoyed that.
That was good.
Excellent.
I like that.
Did we need to do something with our character sheets? With the
We'll do that next time. We'll go over character development.
Gotcha.
And so it's going to be Kean Thorpe is the guy's name. Kean Thorpe. You can put that in there, Tristan, if you want. Kean Thorpe. THORPE. That's the dude's name there.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I'm going to stop the recording. I would imagine the stream is going to be stopping as well.
Yep, stopping it right now.
Well,
Wow.
yeah.
So, yes, we are going to take that up next week. I hope. I want people to keep posting in the paranoia board what they think is happening.
We will definitely do that.